Hello, hello, and welcome. Welcome on into the Swear Word. I'm your host, Brandon Swear. And hey, this is a Chili Head podcast by the community, for the community. Regardless your spice tolerance, this is the place for you. Man, we have an amazing episode here today planned. Obviously, we've got some in-house guests as well as some amazing products on deck for Hot or Not. But episode 52 starts now. All right, welcome on in, Swear Nation. So glad to have everyone here. Man, this is an absolute blast. It is wild to think that we are now at a year in the running. This is going to be an absolute amazing episode that we have planned here tonight. We have 3 products on Hot or Not. Can't wait to dive into them, and one of them will be utilizing a very spicy treat-wise. It's going to be fun for everyone, so definitely enjoying the idea of what's going to be coming with that. By all means, this is a live show, so jump on in the chat, be a part of the show, play along with the game, and if you have questions, go ahead and fire those away, and we'll get those pulled up during the interview. But obviously today I'm here joined by Klowns on Fire, so introduce yourselves, guys.
Well, first of all, thanks for having us today, Brandon. We're excited to be here. My name is Greg Hallmark. I'm one of the co-founders of Klowns on Fire.
Yes, and my name is Ron Dillon, co-founder of Klowns on Fire. A little known information about Greg and I. We've been together, and we're together more than we are with our wives. So we've actually known each other through, this is 4 companies now. So when you look at us, we've known each other for a very long time.
Right.
Very nice. Very nice. And I like the idea of being able to have such a strong bond that y'all are able to, work through these multiple different companies. Obviously, y'all have it nailed down with all of y'all's products. Y'all have extreme love and support for the overall community, always pushing to help others grow and be there for others. I love it. So, all right. Hey, well, it is also one of those times, if you are new to checking out the show, I'm so glad to have you here. Thank you for everyone that has joined recently. And I hope that, if this is something that you're liking, we're live every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Glad to have you join us back for that. And if you miss the actual live play, you can always catch us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or right here back on YouTube. So, man, this is going to be an absolute blast, but let's continue to share this out with like-minded chili heads and get this rolling. But let's jump on over to... Okay. What we'll do is we'll give that one a quick little beat. Okay, so how long has Klowns on Fire been in existence?
This year was the idea for Klowns on Fire started about 30 years ago.
Okay.
From an island trip to the island of St. John.
Okay.
And I didn't go down there looking for any spices, but we had our first bite of Jamaican jerk chicken down there. And I tasted a spice that just drove me crazy. And so we had a little place down there with a pool, and a little cat came to visit us, and real skinny. And the wives would not eat our spicy food, but this little skinny cat, we dubbed him Tabasco Kitty, was fat by the time we left 10 days later. And so I started getting interested in the spices, and came back, and we were network engineers for a while. We used to design collaboration solutions, and it was a stress reliever. So about 2016, we finished the last part of a recipe, and our company, Cisco, bought 6 cases for us for an event, and they liked it. We entered our first competition, and 7 years later, we have 96 national awards, so we're proud of that. But, our biggest high in this industry is all the friends we've met, like yourself, Brandon, other vendors, Freaky Fermented, fucking hot sauces, if I'm allowed to say that.
Yeah.
It's we're having fun in this industry.
Very nice. It's such an amazing group of individuals, from all those that are out there, cranking out products to those that are chomping down peppers and doing challenges and everything in between. I mean, You got even these very passionate, very eager to jump in there, get going, up and coming growers even that are just like lighting the world on fire. And it's just great to see that. And the brotherhood, the camaraderie that is just formed is beautiful. So definitely. I want to say a shout out to those that are in the chat. Glad to have y'all here. We got Broken Charlie, Tom Broom. Let's see, DJ Daddy-O, and let's see, Miguel and Kevin. Glad to see y'all there. It looks like everyone is having fun. Once again, couldn't have done any of this without everyone's support. You know, rocking out a year is going to be this is amazing, and I can't wait to see where this goes. Obviously, as I have said before, there's so many great things planned for improvements, additions, and everything in between for the upcoming year and future. So, digging that. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and jump on over to Hot or Not. All right. Hey, welcome into Hot or Not. We have 3 products here today from Klowns on Fire, and man, it's going to be amazing, I can tell you. But let's do this. Let's go ahead and start with the barbecue sauce today first. Let me get the grading card pulled up here. All right. So first, we are going to start with the Spicy Peach Reaper. So first and foremost, it is perforated. Go ahead and let y'all know. I know some of y'all like to keep track on that. I do like to use my knife regardless, so we'll go ahead and get that started and give it a good pull. Get that shake going.
Music.
There you go. I mean, beautiful color, nice consistency, medium, I would say, in the overall viscosity of the sauce. You do see, nice little bits in there, so I'm excited for this. Let's get this one rolling. Get the top popped. Nice seal on that. Oh. Set that to the side. Oh, man. Oh, man. Smells so good. Smells so good. All right. Nice, healthy pour. Once again, nice medium consistency. Got a nice hold. Little bit there. Like I said, got a nice heaping spoonful.
We like this on smoked salmon, pulled pork, and wings.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, absolutely. Second my mind, second that flavor hit my taste buds, my mind went straight to pulled pork. Absolutely went straight to pulled pork. This is an absolute amazing sauce to add to anything. I mean, I can see this thing pairing very well with burgers as well. We were talking about bratwurst beforehand. I bet you that would go amazing on that too. Some nice caramelized onion with that in there. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Okay. Let me go ahead and get some stuff input here. So for the overall aroma, and if this is your first time checking out the show, I do things different here. I don't do a 1 to 10 scale. I do 1 out of 5 based off of 5 categories. Those categories are heat, aroma, flavor, versatility, and burn. And yes, I do break up heat and burn as 2 separate things. Heat is that initial punch, that first 10 to 30 seconds. Burn is where it sits, how it sits, and if it lingers, all the above. So let's go ahead and talk about the overall aroma. Right off the bat, you get a nice little sweet note, a little bit of a smoky note, nothing too overpowering in that sense, but a nice sweet note with a, overall just a great pop of that pepper forward smell. And then on the taste side of things, it is super creamy, super savory, very nice complexities as it's going through. So as you're getting hit with that nice sweet fruity note that's coming through, you're also getting a nice savory note that then transitions into that, which then tail end of it all, you really get that pepper forward taste. And man, it is done spot on, amazing. So let's get that one in here. And let's talk about versatility. So all in all, very versatile sauce. Could see myself using this on just about anything. The only thing I obviously wouldn't probably lean towards is going to be dessert. It's not really geared towards dessert. Spoiler alert, we do have a dessert sauce on the table for Hot or Not. So We will be diving into that here in a second. Heat-wise, if you're brand new to burning and this is your first time, use in moderation. Hands down, amazing stuff, but use in moderation because obviously you're gonna want to feel where you're comfortable and then add from there. So definitely jump in on that. If you are a heat-seeking chili head, this is going to be a nice medium barbecue sauce for you. You're going to love it. It's going to be gone faster than you think because you're going to want to slather this on just about anything. I mean, even potato chips are going to be falling victim to getting covered in this. So let's go ahead and talk about the overall burn. So initially, you get a nice little sizzle on the lips and on the gums. As that kind of fades away, it really hits the back of the mouth, back of the tongue, and back of the throat. It will sit right there, and it does a phenomenal job just doing a nice, slow smolder. And so if you are, once again, brand new, moderation key. If you are a heat-seeking chili head, nice, medium heat. It's going to be beautiful the whole way through. It's got a nice, long burn, so keep that in mind. All right, let's make sure I get that there.
Shout out to Chad out there. Saw that come across, man. Thank you.
All right, so while I get that input, what we can do is we can go ahead and have y'all talk about what's in the sauce.
19 ingredients.
Okay.
So when you look at it from the perspective of ingredients, we are not a four flavor product. We really Greg really hit the mark when he originally started this. One of the most interesting things that really kind of finalized the recipe was cloves. And honestly, you don't see a lot of clove out there in barbecue sauce.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's what really brought the essence of the sauce really through at the end. But you're thinking the fruit, obviously peach, red onion, garlic, ketchup, some tomato paste. I mean, I can go on and on, but there's vinegar. We use apple cider vinegar, some cinnamon, whisper of cinnamon, right? Cinnamon. So our goal really is, when you look at these bottles, we don't put anything fake. There is no xanthan gum or anything like this. So again, you're gonna get a full flavored sauce that doesn't use anything but original product or original ingredients. We don't add anything extra to add any more flavor. It's the natural fruit, the natural ketchup, the natural onions. So it's been, Greg really captured this, and we really have to shout this out. The whole goal for us was to actually use the super hot peppers. Everybody sees Carolina Reaper on a bottle, and they think, oh, that's going to be way too hot. And it's always hard to overcome that because people think, oh, this is going to be way too hot for me to put on my meals. But as you've seen, you can actually use the pepper right. The goal is to get people to try something at the table and go, wait a second, I can actually use this, and it's a super hot pepper. And so I can go on and on about the ingredients, but all that information is on our website. So if you're interested, 19 ingredients, guys. So.
There we go. Let's get these scores right off here. So for the heat, that's coming in at 3.78. We have aroma coming in at 4.3. We have flavor coming in at 4.43. And then we have versatility at a 4 and burn at a 4.13 for a total swear word rating of 4.13. There we go. Very solid sauce. And we will have the direct links for all of these down below. So fear not. Continue to watch, and you too can grab those as the show ends. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and go over to the Passion of the Dragon. So once again, perforated label. Let's get this one opened up. And something else that y'all had mentioned earlier about the multiple awards. The Passion of the Dragon is also a 2024 Golden Chili winner, as well as the last barbecue sauce, which is the Spicy Peach Reaper. So definitely, mastering the craft and understanding exactly what the people want, because hey, they're even winning the awards left and right. So let's go ahead and get that one opened up here.
This is the baby.
Oh man, so beautiful.
That bouquet is amazing.
So this is our best-selling sauce right here.
Oh, I mean, it definitely has the nice appeal. It has a great smell. It has a nice consistency. I would say this is a little bit thicker than, say, probably on par actually with the last. So nice medium consistency, nice body to it. You do have some texture, which is nice. I definitely like a sauce with some texture in it.
I wouldn't eat all that, but
You're
you're branded. You're branded. Everybody. I forgot. Yeah, you're branded.
Oh man, that's so good. So tasty. Right off the bat, extremely savory. And then this nice sweet note comes through, and it really lets you know that fruity note kind of just carries you forward. And then once you've got that sweetness and you're just like, oh, this is so great, then it latches on with that nice heat. It really starts to bring it in, and it brings it forward in such a way that, if you are brand new, moderation, but probably might want to try a different sauce for that and build up to this one, because this is a great sauce. You're definitely not going to miss out on it. But I could also see myself using this on quite a few dishes. But I mean, obviously tacos, burgers, sandwiches. I could even see myself using this on some quesadillas. It's very versatile, amazing flavor, and I'm just salivating at how amazing this is. Y'all nailed it on that.
Thanks. Appreciate that.
Let's get this in here for heat. And once again, aroma. We talked about that. Let's get that. And versatility. So with the sweet note on this, it's not overbearingly sweet, but it is sweet enough that I could see myself potentially using this on a dessert. So definitely leaves some flexibility there for the creative mind to take hold. So let's get that one in.
And for those of you that care, it's actually a vegan sauce. Yeah. So
there we go. Very good to know. I do know that that is something commonly seeked out. Definitely these days, more so than in the past. All right, so let's talk about burn. Once again, if you are just starting out, moderation's key. Probably want to build into a different sauce from Klowns on Fire to get to this point, but definitely build your tolerance on this sauce. You're definitely going to love it. The flavor's so good. I'm still salivating. It is amazing stuff. But let's talk about the burn. Initially, you get a nice sizzle on the lips and on the tongue, on the front half of the tongue. Then it really just hits the back of the throat, nice and good, lights it up, nice rip roar. Man, it sits there for a while and it does its great thing. You get a little bit in the chest, nothing too crazy, nothing in the gut, but all in all, beautiful sauce, very nice burn, and it has legs. So be definitely, use it in moderation and be aware. If you are a heat-seeking chili head, this is going to be on that high, medium, almost broaching the high side. So keep that in mind. I would definitely say this is on the high end of the medium range. So teetering. I could see myself, using this bottle very quickly.
Awesome.
Very, very quickly.
Awesome. Thank you.
as Greg loves to say, it slaps you in the face and gives you a back rub.
Yeah. But you have to wait for the back rub.
All right, let's get that input here. And all right, so what's who wants to share about what's going on in this sauce here?
This next one here?
No, the passion of the dragon.
So the hardest thing for us to do was to choose the fruit to use, and we learned over in the Caribbean that it's selecting the fruit like wild rice, tacos. It actually does make a difference. So we worked a while and finally came up with passion fruit. Actually, one of our taste testers told us from the beginning to use it, and we listened. Well, we heard him, but we didn't listen. So we used passion fruit with this. Key lime, cinnamon, and in this one here is the sauce we started to use, blue agave again, because we wanted a vegan sauce, but when I talk to my vegan customers, half of them think honey's okay, and half of them will argue that honey actually kills bees. So we went to blue agave, where tequila was from, but there is no tequila in there. So what we found out, we added the dragon's breath pepper in here, a controversial pepper. But what we found out is the Reaper punches you on the front most of the time. And this, when people try it, look at us immediately and go, well, I've had a lot hotter sauces. And we always back them off a little minute because this hits you later on. And so after about 45 seconds to a minute, it hits you. And I mean, we've had ladies threaten to turn the table over before. And people like you, Brandon, I mean, it's not too hot, but
Yeah.
it was a fun one we put out. So.
Oh yeah. It's definitely one that if you are, not actively just pushing yourself to the limits, it's definitely going to, put you in check for a second. You're going to have to really question what's going on if you're not careful. But it is a beautiful sauce. I think it's very well balanced. And I'm just, very, very curious now to see how this would go on a nice sundae with, instead of like hot fudge, using that and some caramel on top. Oh my goodness. I bet that would be beautiful. All right, let's get this one right off here. So heat coming in at a 4, aroma at 4.23, flavor coming in at 4.4, versatility at a 4.2, and then burn at 4.37 for a total swear word rating of 4.24. There we go. Another solid sauce right there. Once again, direct links for that will be down below. But now we have the dessert sauce, and I am just waiting and waiting and waiting for this all day long. I mean, my brain has been on desserts for quite some time just because of cracking into this. So this is the ice cream clown. So once again, perforated. Go ahead and get that started. Pull that. All right. Beautiful color. Love the deep, deep dark tones to this sauce. A little bit more flow than the last. So has, probably going to flow out quite a bit faster than what we've seen. But, oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Nice little bits in there.
It's a lot of sauce.
Nice body.
But again, it's fermented. So.
Man.
For sure.
All right, so this is made for vanilla ice cream.
Okay.
Real quick. About 4 years ago, we saw a change in the industry where a lot of dessert sauces were coming in with blueberry and pineapple. And we thought a while about it. So we didn't want to be too cute releasing something that we found out is very popular now. So, but we didn't really want to do blueberry or pineapple. So being from Texas, we're dark chocolate and raspberry guys. If you go to a nice steakhouse and order a steak and get a chocolate cake, raspberry sauce is put over it. So we add those two with dark chocolate and cinnamon. We found out it's made for ice cream, but the 4 things people put it on is obviously ice cream, your morning waffles on a Sunday morning, a plate of brownies coming out of the oven, or put it in your morning coffee. It'd spice your next presentation up.
There we go. I like it. Let's go ahead and get a good old whiff. Oh my goodness. I mean, spot on. Smells like a nice spicy chocolate. It smells like, I don't know how to describe this other than to say, so like I tend to eat a lot of dark chocolate. I prefer anything that's like 80% and above, right? And whenever you start to get into those and you're trying the different brands, manufacturers, whatever you want to call it, you start to notice the ones that cut corners and the ones that don't. This has that nice high-end chocolate smell. I mean, beautiful notes all throughout this. So kudos there. Man.
Yeah, the dark chocolate's from Ghirardelli. So there's a secret.
The little bursts of raspberry throughout that. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That is heavenly. That takes you places right there. That whole bottle is, obviously we're about to have some fun with it later, but that bottle is probably only going to survive one day because I got the kids tomorrow on a half day and I already promised them ice cream and I know exactly what I'm going to be doing. So, oh man. All right. I got carried away. I forgot to input in anything on this. Heat-wise, man, because of the chocolate that's in there, heat-wise, this is something that will still be great for those that are just starting out. It's going to be hot, don't get me wrong, but the chocolate will help cut the heat just enough to where you really start to get that flavor, that overall body of the sauce, and just enjoy it. So let's go ahead and put this down as... And then aroma, I mean, we talked about that. That is absolutely heavenly stuff right there. Let's go. There we go. And then flavor, absolutely loved it. I loved the texture pop of the raspberries in there. It is just, I mean, it's magical. You got that nice flow silk chocolate taste with that raspberry. Oh my goodness. Beautiful, beautiful work of art. Let's go, actually. And then versatility. Man, I mean, this sauce does it. I could see myself actually using this with like a nice, adding it to like a mole sauce, adding it to already like a heavily smoked taco like meat. You know, I could see this really pairing phenomenal with that. Even with like a rich burger with a nice, you know, greasy slabs of bacon with some egg and having that kind of cut through there. Oh yeah, I could see this going pretty off the walls, as well as like you were saying with breakfast. I mean, phenomenal stuff here. Let's go ahead and give it that, and then talk about the burn. So burn wise, it's interesting. It does creep up and it does start to really show itself on the back end, but it doesn't really just go, it doesn't go crazy with it either. So very safely done in the sense of being able to eat it, and what you feel right off the bat, you're pretty much going to feel the whole way through. So kudos there. Love what you did with it. I would say actually just because of how long it kind of lingers and sits there, just a little bump difference than say the heat. But let's go ahead and get that input. I mean, obviously you kind of talked through the sauce a little bit already, but you know, anything else that y'all want to add on the ice cream?
No, we find it's good. People do put on everything. We have a contingent down at the Dallas Farmers Market when we were down there. People do buy it to put on their tacos, so it's really interesting. What you make it for, not necessarily is what people put it on. And like Ron's other one he has called Clownfish. We made it for a high-end seafood restaurant, and we laughed because we saw them downtown with these cone fries dipped in this yellow sauce, and we were wondering what it was. Well, it was our own sauce. So on French fries, so we find out what you design it for, what you create it for. People have their own brains. So.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, I think one of the reasons too that heat just stays stable all the way through is the chocolate sticks to the tongue.
Yep.
So the oils stay there.
Yep.
And so I think that gives you that consistency of that heat all the way through it.
Oh yeah.
So, and I think that again, kudos to Greg. That was his baby too. I mean, it was just you know, it's fun. We call it mad scientists because whatever we come up with, what you developed it for, you actually brought it up. It seems to evolve to something completely different.
Yep.
And so we call it, you know, the clownfish you mentioned, we call it a seafood sauce, but we look at each other and go, maybe just call it an anything sauce because people are just putting it on everything.
Yep.
But
And one of the hardest things about this was after we created was naming the sauce.
Yes.
And we went through 2 weeks of, you know, we like to be a little glitchy, so we were going to call it Ice Cream Clown, and we couldn't figure it, so we called it Ice Cream Clown. We're very proud of that. So.
I love it. I think the name is perfect, and y'all have done a phenomenal job executing that sauce. Let's get this one read off here. All right, so heat coming in at 3.98. Aroma coming in at 4.35. We have flavor coming in at 4.6. Versatility at a 4.2. And burn at a 4 for a total swear word rating of 4.23. I mean, absolutely amazing sauce lineup right here. I will have the links for all of that down below, and definitely grab yourself some of these. If you are a seasoned chili head and you haven't tried these out, man, you're missing out. You need to grab them. But let's do this. Let's go ahead and jump on over to the interview. All right. while we get that set up, obviously we were, we've been talking about the sauce for a while now, since the show's been going on. But we touched on it earlier, the community aspect of things. Obviously, we saw you at what was that, the North Texas Hot Sauce Festival, and then just recently the Pepperpalooza. And to say that y'all are engaged in the community is not quite telling the whole story. I mean, y'all are engaged in that community to the fullest. I don't know how y'all do it.
Well, a lot of people have given us help when we started out, and so I think a lot of that comes from a military background where fathers taught us. It's all about giving back. So on basis, so on the weekend, you always did things to help others. And here, when we started the company, one of the big things that we wanted was to give back to military and rescue animals, and actually kids, charity for kids. And we don't look at it just helping back. We're rewarded tenfold, and it's just a great community. I think a lot of us in this community feel that way. So.
It's very close knit. I think what you'll find is, Freaky for Men, I think, is online here, and chat with them and all the other hot sauce companies, is that there truly is camaraderie. And when you're spending time with each other, you actually do like these people. Some people get into this competitive mode, and our thing is I'd rather support you. What you do is different from what I do, or what we do. And at the end of the day, we all are just trying to make a living, putting great sauces out there. And Greg kind of touched it as well. We really grew up giving back, and that military attitude is, how do we do it?
Yep.
We're very regimented. Every week we go through a process to make sure that are the ingredients there, the bottles there, are the labels there, do we have to call the co-packer, whatever we have to do, and we complement each other.
Yep.
And so if one person misses something, the other person's on top of it. So I think that's what makes it successful as really partnership, because not only were we successful in our professional life, but we wanted to bring that over to what was a hobby into a love.
Yeah, yeah, and to that point, I mean, I think what you're saying there is couldn't be more true, in the sense that if your level of passion, drive, and inspiration to the overall craft wasn't the same, then this whole thing would start to teeter, and it would be like whenever the wheels become unbalanced and you start to get that little shudder, and everything would just eventually fall apart. But y'all's level of determination, love, care, passion, it's inspiring to not only me, but I know many others see it as well. So
we appreciate that, Brandon. So just to add on to that, a couple of events we had in Albuquerque and in Cincinnati. We had a situation where we flew out there, but we had a bunch of sauce to bring home, and we figured we'd oversell what we'd sell. Well, let's just say we didn't sell all that. And two people right away, Mikey V's Foods and Knee Deep from Louisiana, stepped up and just said, "Hey, put it in my trailer. We'll see you at the next event, and we'll deliver it." And you got to know that saves stupid money on bringing those, FedEx and the sauces back. So,
oh yeah.
But they come to you and they see you're in need and they ask you, and so it's viral out there. So it's great.
And everybody knows what we're talking about: getting your sauces to site.
That's right.
It's one thing you could drive there; it's another thing you need to fly. So you know it. So.
Oh yeah, and it's wild to think. So Zest Fest is a great example of this. Obviously, that's local for y'all, but the level of some of these vendors showing up, rolling out the full 9, and it's just like, at the end of the day, they're determined to sell what they have, so they don't have to haul everything back. But it's awesome. I mean, it is motivating to see everyone pull together and really just make sure everyone's on top of their game, looking their best, doing their best, and not stressed about anything. And it's amazing. The same thing bleeds over to so with this most recent last weekend, everyone that was on the stage competing for that pepper competition, it was not like some cutthroat, like, I don't like you, this, that, the other. No, everyone was genuinely loving the idea of being up there and chomping down on peppers
Oh, yeah.
with one another. I mean, if we could have all been there, arms locked, and then just eaten, you know, it would have been that way for sure. But obviously, everyone needs to breathe. They need to get in their own mindset. But it's a beautiful thing, and no area of this community is that untouched. So.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I didn't see it as competing against each other. They were competing with each other and made the last man stand. So, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So this is also a quick reminder for all of those that are watching, active in the chat. Glad to have y'all here. If y'all have questions, go ahead and send those in, and we'll get those rolling here shortly. So we talked about, how y'all got started, but where did y'all's overall initial passion for everything with, to do with spice, where did that really start? Was that the trip that you were talking about, or?
That's where I started getting interested in the spice. The actual moment was, and you remember this, John, we worked for a company out of Vienna, Austria. And we were in the middle of making sauces, and we created one on a weekend that was pretty good, and we brought it in. And the whole week, that's all they talked about was the sauce. And we, it's one of those, we might have things there. And so that's where it really started. And that's when, we started really getting interested in the hot world. The sauces started out with the Scotch bonnet pepper. Okay. Some people know it as a habanero. But I think in 2016, we switched over to the Reaper because we like the smokiness and the hitting you on the front and the fruitiness of it. But that's how it started, and it's viral now. After this weekend and seeing what the new peppers that I've never heard of in my life, I couldn't even name them. But I'm so interested in. We have one on the. I guess I could say this right now, but we do have one that we're trying to bring out. That's going to be our hottest sauce, and we've named it Coulrophobia.
Okay.
And so I'll let you guys figure out what Coulrophobia is, but it's going to be. We're hoping to make a statement with this sauce, so we shall see. Knock on wood. So.
And our goal is always flavor before the fire.
Right.
Even with as hot as it gets, the goal is always give you the flavor. How many times have you heard, "How do you like the sauce?"
Yep.
I don't know. I can't taste anything.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's great and hot, but our goal was to deliver flavor.
Oh yeah.
I mean, as everybody knows, peppers are so much hotter than what you tried in the sauce. And
yeah.
Again, that's always the goal.
Yep.
And so, there is that part of the industry that you're looking for the burn. So
yeah.
We get it.
I mean, even to that point, it's like if you were just to have a straight mash sauce, it's not the same as just eating a fresh pod. Like it's close, but it's not quite to that same level of journey that you're about to be taken on with the heat and with the flavor and everything. It has a little bit of it toned down, but as you're saying, really being able to deliver that flavor and really to be able to carry forward the notes in that pepper in the heat profile and characteristics. It's a work of art, and y'all definitely have it down. That's for sure.
Well, Megan, you're right. That. Yes, it is the fear of clowns.
There we go.
Well, we're going to spell it with a K, not a C.
Yeah. There we go. Okay. Hey, Miguel, thank you for that. Always quick on the draw. So let's see here. Yep. There we go. Okay, Matt, casually roasting, chiming in with it as well. All right, so let's I guess from here we'll talk about what was y'all's core sauces that y'all rolled out, and obviously you mentioned you started out with the Scotch bonnet. Beautiful pepper. Love the Scotch bonnet so much. It's one of those that if I had a choice of a snacking pepper, that's the one that I would just chomp on. Sure. It's got a nice fruity tone. It's got sometimes a nice citrus kick, but overall nice medium, rumble roar of a burn. Not quite as stingy as say a habanero, which is great.
Right.
Well, you've got it on the table right here.
Is that it?
Yep. This is what started everything. Spicy Mango Reaper.
It's the flagship sauce.
Let's see if I can get that.
Initially, we started with this sauce, and we had three names. One was Mango Reaper with no heat at all for normal wings barbecue sauce for people. Then we went for Spicy Mango Reaper, and then the last one was Extreme Mango Reaper. But we wanted to branch off into other flavors, and we just didn't have time to do all three. So we found out we got rid of the one with no spice, and it upset some people because they don't want any spice in it. But we just decided to go in the spice world and not stay there. So, and then Ron took this here and took it and added the pineapple and peach. I couldn't get the peach right. He killed it. So, but from then on, it just we got off the barbecues because we wanted to enter the hot sauce world, and so. Literally, we took the Mango Reaper and we removed all the barbecue sauce components of it, and with a couple little secrets in there.
Some changes, yeah.
And people loved it, and so from then on, we started to branch out now. And so again, after this weekend, we've got some things up our sleeve, but we like the Superhots because of the flavor that they present. But again, we understand that for some people, it's too hot, and what we're proud of, we're able to pull it down so that a lot of people can experience those without having to burn them by, not losing the flavor.
Yeah, no, definitely. The and y'all do such a great job. And to your point, with all the new stuff that's coming out, there's still so many that I have yet to try. But to be able to grab a hold of some of these that are just coming out and show the public what it actually tastes like on a safer level, right, than just them grabbing a pepper and chomping into it is going to be key. And y'all definitely, are pioneering the way into bringing that to the overall, mass populace, and in such a flavorful way. The overall, I guess, to tie back to what we were talking about a second ago, the overall inspiration, like where do you get the ideas and the inspiration behind, say, your different sauces? Is there something are you creating something that's more geared towards something that you would want to see out in the market, or how does that come to be?
Ooh, the actual inspiration came while we were on the island of St. John, and I met some people from Trinidad and Tobago.
Okay.
And they taught me, they said pretty much this. They said, you Americans, your hot sauces all have the ketchup and the chili powder. They're all red. And I'm like, well, we're used to. They're really good. But they said, we use the fruits from the Caribbean, the different fruits, and with special herbs. And what it does is the fruit brings the heat down because the Scotch bonnets can make it hard. And the herbs present a flavor profile that's amazing. And so that intrigued me. And that's where the real inspiration came from. So when I came back, I just didn't start making sauces. It was a weekend thing where literally I got bored over the weekend and laying out by the pool, let's go make some sauce. And it went, I guess it went viral after that. So I got my first Reapers sent to me. And I tried half one and spit it out. So, yeah, but then it took off from there. But the Dragon's Breath is one of our new favorites here. It's a controversial pepper, and people ask us about Scoville units the whole time, and we're not the ones that really get into it because we don't know how many they are. We go through the flavor, and that's about it with the right heat. And we're happy that when you put on food, it does go down. But again, for the third time, we're really interested about the new peppers that are out.
Yeah,
we saw
and if I could add to that, some of the inspiration, it was obviously homegrown, right?
Yep.
And the idea here too is that sometimes a customer will come up and go, hey, like the pineapple Reaper of the barbecue sauces. A lady came up and says, hey, we're doing a fan reunion. Can you make a pineapple one for us? And we looked at each other, isn't that going to be kind of sweet? And somehow it just became very popular once we put it out there. You mentioned clownfish.
Yep.
Wasn't our ideology. It was the seafood restaurant that wanted us to actually make a seafood sauce, actually for oysters. And I'm like, I don't want a vinegar-based sauce for oysters. That's just
like a minuet or something.
Like a minuet, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And it's like, so I did some research and spent some time. I'm like, I love the taste of wasabi, a little bit of horseradish, but I knew for most people, if you just do a typical sushi sauce, that was just going to be run of the mill. So as you've tried yourself, just really matching those flavors with the heavy cream and making sure those flavors come through. The black peppers, a hard grind. It's not the soft grind. And so you get those flavors that come through the sauces. And that was the inspiration, was through the seafood restaurant. And so really some of it comes from our customers. Some of it's...
And we've learned to start listening to the customers.
Let's start listening,
real quick word about the ice cream sauce. The actual inspiration for this was a funny one. We have a peach flavored sauce that our customers tell us tastes like a spicy peach cobbler in a bottle. And we got a big order from San Diego one time, and then we contacted them, and we said we could have sold it wholesale. It was like 4 cases. And I contacted her and I said, what are you putting this on? She goes, oh, we're having a baby shower. And there's 3 pregnant women going to be there. And I'm like, uh-oh, one of them's going to have a baby there. So they said they were going to put on ice cream. And you got to understand, our hot sauce has red onions in it. And so that night, coming back from our event, we stopped into the store, got some Bluebell vanilla ice cream, put it over, and it worked. And we were like, I could eat this. But with the understanding it's got red onions and vinegar in it. So the first time I made the ice cream sauce, I didn't know what I was doing. So I put red onions and vinegar in it, and it was good. But then I started thinking, looking at the bottle, going, no, remove the red onions, remove the vinegar. You don't make it a sweet sauce. So, but actually didn't taste a lot different because I think the chocolate and raspberries overwhelmed it. So yeah.
Red onion in a sauce, onion in general in a sauce, when done right, is just it brings the sauce to life. I don't know how else to describe it, but there's something magical about finding onion as an ingredient in a sauce. Another one that I can think of is when you find, and it doesn't work in every sauce. So let me start by saying that, but tomato, whenever you're bridging 2 very strong, harsh ingredients, there's something to be said about just a little bit of tomato in there to mellow everything out and let those notes just sing for what they are. And it's, those 2 are the main 2 ingredients that I can think of that are very pivotal at changing a sauce.
Right.
And just because it's the 2 of us, I mean, we have ideas for like 5 to 10 different sauces. I mean, the goal really is having the time to create, produce, sell, basically have on supply, because, when you're talking about 2 people, it's really difficult, with us being regimented, to come up with anything more than 9.
Oh yeah, definitely. Looks like we have quite a few questions over here. Let's go ahead and get to some of these real quick. All right, so from Matt, Casually Roasting, what got you guys into the hot sauce game? So I believe we kind of touched on this one, but just a real quick, summarization on that.
About 94, 95, I had a bite of my first piece of Jamaica jerk chicken down in the Caribbean, and it had a spice on it. From that point, the only sauce I found close to that, and this was back 30 years ago, I think they shut down and came back again, is a sauce called Inner Beauty, which really, after my flavor, I tasted the spices, I got that sauce. That was a go-to for a while. It's got a cat on the bottle. But yeah, Inner Beauty. And that's actually why I said, hey, I'm going to see if we can enter this world. And here we are many years later. So that was the initial inspiration.
Very nice. Then it looks like we have another here from, once again, Matt, Casually Roasting. Is a savory or sweet sauce you are looking forward to making? So I guess this was pertaining the upcoming sauce. Is it going to be sweet or savory?
This is the first one where I can it's going to be hopefully a combination of both, and that's going to be hard to do. We like our sweet sauces. We've already selected what we're going to use for that, but we'd like to use a couple of spices that are really popular in our note right now because they're savory sauces. One of them might be turmeric. We don't know. But we're trying to do a combination. Whether we succeed or not, we'll see. But definitely have a sweet front.
Very nice. Looking forward to that. That's for sure. And then from Papa Caps Foods, was hoping to meet you and try your sauce in Tennessee. Are there any big events you're looking forward to doing in 2025?
Albuquerque, March 3rd. We'll be at is it the Fiery Foods? They call it? Yeah, the Fiery Foods Festival, definitely. And then Zest Fest, of course, and North Texas Irish Festival, Hops and Hot Sauce in January. Yeah, we'll be up there for that. But as many as we get invited to, bring us out there. So, yeah.
There we go. All right. So from Matt, Casually Roasting, says, if you could work with any ingredient that you haven't worked with yet, what would it be?
I just mentioned one we're interested, the turmerics and the Indian spices, anything related to a curry type place. We're trying to do not a sweet curry sauce, but we have that in the back of our minds. It'll just sort of happen. And when we introduce it, if it works, it does. But Yeah, that's and what's the other one?
Tamarind.
Tamarind.
Oh,
yeah.
a beautiful ingredient.
So that's what we're looking for right now. But
Honestly,
again,
yeah.
we'll see how it works out.
Honestly, one of my favorite store to go to, and I know that they're in your area, but we have India Bazaar here in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, and just amazing store, amazing spices. I mean, 300 types of rices. I mean, just an amazing store to walk through and just look at what they have, because there's so many different flavors that the Indians use in their culture that are like the mango. Here's the secret. It's not just a mango. It's called the Alfonso mango. So there's a little bit of secret about that sauce. But the bottom line is the Alfonso mango is known as the king of mangoes over in India. And so when we found that mango, it kind of changed our lives. Because here in the States, you go to the store to buy a mango, right?
Yeah.
Try to cut 200 to 300 of them at a time.
Yeah.
No.
Our first batch we did.
Yeah,
I
we
think
did.
half the batch was bright red, but hey, we're not going to talk about that. Hey, we did not release that batch.
No lawsuits.
Try not to cut a mango up.
Oh man. Yeah, no, mangoes are really hard to go about getting open. Let's see here. I think we got one more. Okay, from Miguel, says, which city that you have visited has the most chili heads?
I can answer from where do we sell the most sauces to from Arlington Heights and Deerfield.
Yes.
Online ordering out of Chicago, the Illinois area.
Right.
By far orders more sauces online than any other state.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
That is wild to think. Man, we're getting outbeat down here.
now we do.
They love their sauce.
Yeah,
in
they do
Chicago.
love their
It's
sauces.
crazy.
It's amazing.
Okay. Well, let's do this. I know we're getting close on time. Let's go ahead and flip it on over to the game then. We'll do this here. Let me go ahead and pull this up too. So,
Not the Cowboys again.
no. This is gonna be. We've only done this one other time, and I'm still working out the name on this game. But we'll just call it Race Against the Burn. So essentially, what's gonna happen? Y'all are very, very well aware of your ingredients and y'all's products. So ultimately, what I'm going to start doing is I'll be reading some ingredients in a very obscure way, and the second you know the sauce, shout it out. So it's kind of like a buzzer beater type of thing. The sooner you get it, the higher the overall point rating, etc. So
Is this our sauces or somebody else's?
these are all y'all's.
Just want to make sure.
Going to be hard.
Yeah. I thought it was gonna be hard.
Yeah, no, this should be pretty easy and pretty fun. If I can actually, let's see here.
Just yell it out when we know it, right?
Yeah. If I would have, I guess it didn't. Oh, there it goes. Okay, I was gonna say it's not loading on me. All right. Once again, here we go. So red onions,
All of the sauces except for ice cream, clown.
lime juice,
All the sauces except for ice
Hey,
cream.
no. We get it.
garlic, brown sugar,
Yeah.
pink guava.
Oh, that's surface
Surface
fire.
fire.
There we go. I can't give away the easy ones right off the bat. I gotta make it at least somewhat of a
you picked
toss
an
up.
ingredient, so I knew.
Yeah.
So,
All right, here we go. Next round is, once again, we're gonna just start out with red onion, brown sugar, garlic, mango.
kiss of the clown.
There we go.
Good.
There we go. Man, on fire with it. There we go. I like it. All right. This next one. I'm just gonna go with it. We've already talked about it, and I love this sauce so much. So wasabi.
Clownfish.
Yep. Oh my goodness. It's beautiful stuff. Absolutely. So unique. And I will say, when I first walked up and I saw heavy cream, I was very curious how this was gonna play out. The second I tried it, I was like, all my doubts were gone. I was like, why even question? Like, this is it. All right, here we go. Let's do one more. Let's go with boom, boom, boom. All right. Red onion, garlic, cloves, brown sugar, mango.
Spicy mango reaper.
Spicy mango reaper.
There we go. Spicy Mango Reaper. All right. Very, very fun. Still workshopping this game, but I think it's a pretty fun one, pretty easy. And then as long as I guess as long as you understand your products, it should go pretty swimmingly. But obviously, amazing lineup there. If you have heard, us mention some of these sauces over and over again, you're curious what that looks like. I already have the links down below in the description. You can go straight to the main page on the website, see the full shop, as well as the direct links for those. Here's the fun part we get to do now. So what we'll do is basically it's a nugget of knowledge that you would give to somebody that's just starting out into the sauce game. Something that would have helped you, could have helped you, or alleviate an early on stressor. What would you share with yourself or share with this other individual?
I think a lot of it is resourcing the commodities that you're going to be putting out there. Anything from whether you're using glass bottles, 5 ounce, 12 ounce, making sure that you have multiple options, because, as people know in this industry, you might go to one website, they'll be sold out of something. The goal here is really actually sourcing your products, because you're going to have situations where you have a big show coming up and you can't get, if you're cooking in a commercial kitchen and you need that product. And then looking at the cost. Cost is always the big thing, as everybody talks about in our industry too, is that, we're always willing to help people resource where we get our product from, especially with the bottles and the tops, because we know it's expensive. It's an expensive part of that. Now, where we can't help you so much with ingredients, other than there are certain places that are local fresh. Some people like to use the farmers markets for ingredients. Some people like to use Fresh Point, here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, to resource their products. But at the end of the day, it's making sure you have a solid network of how you resource everything that goes into your sauce.
Yeah, you've got to have redundancy for just about everything. So that's a really good point. We found that early. So if you go with the co-packer, life can happen. So make sure you have a backup plan, whether it's a kitchen or maybe a spare co-packer you have an agreement with. But bottles are the same. I mean, I think through the COVID, a lot of hot sauce companies got nailed with the 5 ounce woozies. Mm-hmm. And so you've got to have backups and always think about it. Once you get somebody, you're all excited about moving forward. But if you get a central market order and you can't fulfill it, then you're done. So I think backups for everything, labels too. And it's a pain. It's a lot of work to have your backups, because we're going through with somebody right now up north that we found out that great people, but we found out that they really can't do anything price-wise with what we're doing down here. But we still have to keep looking, because we don't have a backup actually for labels, and we've been lucky, but
Yeah.
And we've talked about this many times as well. It's logistics. If you are actually going out of town, and it's not a drivable situation, we run into items all the time. We just ran into something with shipping with FedEx, and it wasn't their fault. It was just the way that they did it, and they have a one-rate box, and we got this bill, and we're like, that's not what we're expecting. And so you really negotiating those freight rates, especially when you're going from Dallas to Seattle, for example.
Yep.
Or Dallas to Cincinnati, as we went to, that's where we found out. It's like, you've got to talk to the FedEx salespeople directly, or you're going to get hit with a major charge. Getting those people that we talked about earlier, somebody that can bring product back if you don't sell it all. Somebody that's in your neck of the woods. Some people do make the drive all the way out to these sites.
Yep.
So really network with the hot sauce people that you're out there with, to make sure that, one, you don't lose your product, because you don't want to throw it away. So, and shipping back and forth is really kind of too expensive. But if you can ship it one way, you can get some reasonable rates with FedEx. You can hit us up, and we can kind of tell you a little bit about that if you're
certainly.
Okay.
Be happy to.
All right. And now's the fun part where y'all get to put somebody on the hot seat. So who would y'all like to nominate for the hot seat?
Somebody out there?
Another company?
Yeah.
Freaky Ferments.
Definitely
Okay.
Freaky Ferments.
All right. Freaky Ferments. Just a little spoiler alert. They're going to be here next week. So for
great minds think alike.
All of those that are watching now, you get the inside scoop. But okay. Well, here's another fun part too. Before we get to the real fun over here, this is going to be beneficial for those that are just audio listening that are on Apple Podcasts. But where can they find you? How can they find you?
klownsonfire.com, Amazon, Etsy. If you're wholesale fair, We SFP Suppliers is another wholesaler that we use. Our thing is we'd like to work direct, but the website and shameless plug, if you order $40 or more, it's a free shipping. If you order under $40, it's always 20% off. I can't tell you how many people actually come to our website, don't even click the deals item and actually order full retail. So shameless plug, but that's how you find us.
Okay. All right. Well, there we go. Yeah, let's go ahead and we have some nice brownies over here. Obviously, we got a dessert sauce. We're going to celebrate the 1 year of the podcast going, and we're going to get this done the right way. We're going to put some dessert sauce on here. Of course. And of course, we're going to have some fun. So I'm going to go ahead and slather mine up.
Wow, we've never eaten our own sauce. This is going to be weird.
Oh, yeah.
Cheers.
Do we say we make the sauce, we don't eat it?
Oh,
This is going to be a first.
Oh, we're gonna light this on fire
You
here.
gotta light it on fire, dude.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
stand that bad boy up. Yeah.
there y'all go.
Let's do it right. I'll dress mine up here.
Don't set the guest on fire though.
Yeah. Oh,
Wow, cheers. This is
there we
nice.
go.
Little nourishment
Oh,
before I drive
looks
home.
like our camera got snagged up. While we get
that was
that,
probably me with the cords down here.
no, you're good. While we get that sorted out real quick, what we'll do, no worries. We'll get all plated up with some sauce
Looks good.
and get this thing rolling. But, all right, there we go. We are back and in action. But cheers. And thank y'all. Thank everyone who is, here, been a part of it, subscribed, paying attention, being a part of this whole thing. Couldn't have done this without y'all. So cheers. Thank you guys.
Happy first anniversary.
Yeah.
Thank
Happy
you.
first anniversary.
All right. Now time for some tasty treats.
Cheers.
Oh, he's bringing us water. That's so
Thank you.
So good.
It's a little warm for me.
Hard to talk when you.
Yeah.
Yeah. After,
So good.
after brownies.
Yeah. I mean, it's delicious. Let me do this so everyone doesn't have to just watch us eat. Let me go ahead and take one more bite.
And congratulations to the chef. She did a great job on the brownies.
Really good brownies.
Absolutely.
Shout out Sophia.
Sophia came in clutch with this.
Perfect texture.
I mean, spot on.
Oh.
I mean, from the brownies to the sauce, everything. It's a beautiful marriage
She wants you
between
to
those
know,
two.
She wants you to know she made it from scratch.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's not from the box.
You can taste that this is 100% from scratch. Absolutely. Okay. Well, hey,
Amazing, actually.
this has been an amazing episode. I'm so glad and honored to have y'all here. This is obviously, we only got to scratch the surface. There's so much more we can dive into and have fun and really get to understand, and would love to have y'all back. The other thing is also, if y'all are watching, and obviously if you're seeing this, I know you got to be wanting some of this sauce. I'll have the links for everything down below. Grab yourself some. Check out the whole website. Like we've been talking about, there are so many phenomenal sauces. Also, you can get yourself some powder straight from there. That's Dragon's Breath powder. And you can, spice up anything that you want with that. That's for sure. So, man, episode 52. It has been a wild ride, and I am so honored to have this 1 year episode with y'all here today. And, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the future and all the great things that are coming. And, hey, I'm Brandon Swear, and from everything from the world of hot, this has been The Swear Word.